Okay, for class today, we're just going to first review what manifest destiny is. This is something we covered last week in a lot more detail than what we're going to talk about today. So if the review, the beginning, the next couple minutes, if that's not enough, if you still don't get it, then go back and watch the Zoom class from last week in order to understand that. So manifest destiny, to review, the quote that we read from the reading was, it said that it is our manifest destiny to fulfill our manifest destiny to overspread the continent allotted by Providence for the free development of our yearly multiplying millions. So basically, God gave us a destiny. I'm talking as a white American in the mid 1800s in the east side of the country. They basically think that God gave us this destiny to spread out across the whole continent, what is the United States today, so that we can develop it for our people. And in the reading that we covered last week, he gave his reason for that, why we were so destined, why we were so blessed. Our country was so blessed. He said like European powers, European countries, they just have so much bad history. They have so many things that they did that was bad. They have a history of governments that are not very free. They don't give a lot of rights and freedoms to their people. So this government, our country, we give people more rights. We give people suffrage, right to vote. We give people we have universal enfranchisement, we have universal freedoms and natural liberties. Basically, all that is saying is we give people a lot more freedoms and a lot more benefits than other countries. So if God was going to give some country some land, it should be us. That's basically what they're saying. Like, we deserve it because we're amazing. We're giving people freedoms. And it's true, we gave more freedoms at the time than a lot of other countries did. So, he has that point going for him. But as we talked about last week, that's kind of one of his only points, because his rationale of other countries, we don't have the history of displacing people. It's like, well, what do you think the next 40 years were displacing people? So he has a lot of hypocrisy that he mentions in there. But that's just what he said as the rationale. This is why our country is given this destiny to spread out over the country so that we can have those lands for our country, because we're amazing. That's basically what manifest destiny is. So we're going to be doing the assignment you will find in your modules for under today's date, March 1st, Monday the 1st, Native Lands Esri GeoInquiry. Basically what that means, GeoInquiry, is we're going to use geography or maps to help us answer this questions about native lands. So you're going to click on that and it will open up to a document that I handed in class. So you guys get this in class. You can do it on the computer if you want to, but most people think it's a lot easier just to do it on the paper. So whichever fancies your suits your fancy. So here's that document right here. But in the back of it has tips. The back has tips on how to answer questions number 1 and number 6. But you can click on right here to watch this Zoom class again if you need to during this. I recommend just watching this video at the same time as you're doing the assignment, because that's going to be a lot easier for you. So this site is the site that you're going to click on to do the work today. So you're going to see a map of the United States, and brown is talking about the lands that are controlled and owned by Native Americans at that specific time. So the first map that we're going to look at is 1819. Okay, so here we go. This brown is native lands in 1819. You can see on the East Coast, these are lands that were already occupied and claimed by America. And they have civilizations and towns in all these areas. Here is French. And then we have a little bit of not too sure about this area. I think it might be more Mexico. Yeah, this is 1819, so it's still Mexican territory. So this is Mexican settlements going up into here. And then again, French settlements, I think, pretty much right here. So this was basically America, United States in 1819 was this area, not including these brown areas. So we're going to start on the ask section of your assignment, which is that first section. In 1819, Native American lands were 2/3 of the area of the United States today. So you can see looks about 2/3. Okay. So you can click the content button, which is this right here. And you're going to have to do this on your website because I'm not going to give you the answers on this Zoom video. So you're going to have to make sure you do it too. So you're going to click the measure tool right here. And it's already set for square miles. You're going to, for number 1, find out the square miles of the contiguous tribal lands, which means the tribal lands that are all one chunk. You don't have to measure these ones as well and add it to it, but you can if you want to get a more accurate number. So basically you're just going to start in one place and you're going to work your way around the country and click. But as you click, it'll start to measure. You don't have to be very precise because this is just approximate. This is not meant to take a whole bunch of time, okay? There'll be some clicking though. It'll take you a couple minutes to go through. And so you can see as you start to go over, it's starting to basically measure all this darkened area is what it's measuring. Oh, see, I forgot that area, but it's okay. You're just doing approximate. So right here, you'll see measurement result. That's the number of square miles that I have highlighted already. Okay, so number 1, after you have the whole thing highlighted, how many square miles? Answer would be right here. You write that down for number 1. Okay, when you're done, you just click the X. If you need to stop and redo it, then you click the X, then click measure again and redo it. Also, when you're measuring, after you measure, you have the measure box, make sure that you can see all of the brown areas. If you do this, you can't really see, what you're clicking on. So you can't click right here. So you have to, you can't do it when you're already measuring. Well, actually you can. That's right. I forgot you can. So you can click and drag to help you move around. And it won't do it unless you're clicking, not click and dragging. Okay, anyways. All right, so number 2, do you think the area got bigger or smaller by 1850? There's a great way to find that out. Over here on this layer, it's called layers because it adds another layer on top of the map. So here's the next layer. Did the area get bigger or smaller by 1850? Go ahead and answer that. Then you're going to click on base map. So I'm just going quick through the directions and everything. So as you guys are doing this, pause and then complete the task and then continue the video. So click on base map, then choose terrain with labels. Then you're going to click on the overland historic trails layer right here. And so you're going to see all these trails. This is the Oregon Trail. Okay, going all the way from Kansas City. Kansas City was like, and right here near St. Louis, these are like the beginnings of the trails mostly. But Kansas City was like a huge major trail starter place. So people, their job was to take people west on these trails. So this right here, this yellow one is the Oregon Trail. This is where people break off to go down to California. As you can see, here is Salt Lake. So the pioneers, Mormon pioneers, when they came across, they mostly followed this purple extension right here to Salt Lake City. But there was also people taking this pink trail, and there's all sorts of splinters off of these, but these are the main ones. So 1843, John Lewis O'Sullivan wrote, "Other nations have tried to check the fulfillment of our manifest destiny to overspread the continent allotted by Providence for the free development of our yearly multiplying millions," aka the basic definition, the technical definition of manifest destiny. So America, the still young nation, was moving west. Why were settlers moving west? What were they trying to do? Think about what manifest destiny is about. Okay, for that one. Now we're on the explore section. In the 1990s, Mary Bravebird wrote of Native American lands, "The land is sacred. These words are at the core of our being. The land is our mother. The rivers are blood. Take away our land. Take our land away and we die. That is, the Indian in us dies. So basically she's saying, if you take the land away from us, like part of us is dying. We can't be the Indian that we wanted to be. We can't, that we used to be. We can't be like that anymore if you take the land away from us. So now you're going to turn on the battle sites. These are battle sites that happened, some of the battles in the Indian Wars in the 1800s. So you're going to click on each of these battle sites. It'll show you basically the cause of each of these conflicts. Okay, and you can click these little arrows to see the different sections and how the Crow tribe here, how they changed, how much land that they had. So, you know, as time goes on. So anyways, oops. Which just shows lots of other places too, like the different sections. So we've got here, you went to Ute, and you can explore a little bit here if you want to, on Compagre. And then we've got Southern Ute as well. Most of the Colorado bands on Compagre right here. Oh, yeah, sorry, back to Ute. Just multiple sections of that. So I was just kind of showing the territories that they mapped out for people. So you can explore this if you want to, okay? After you read each of the battle sites causes, first, let's look at how close these battle sites are to the trails. Are they really close? Are they far away? You know, are they pretty close? What are they? Okay. Number 5, considering the Bird and O'Sullivan quotes. O'Sullivan talked about it's our manifest destiny to spread across to the west. And Mary Brave Bird saying, if you take our land away from us, the Indian in us dies. So why do you think these clashes between Indians and American settlers, why did they happen? Why do you think they happen? So consider the causes, consider those quotes, and answer number 5. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out how much Native American land there is in 2015. So you're going to click on Native American reservations. You could turn off battle sites now. We don't need that. So this orange area, that is the reservations, and in 2015. It has changed a bit since then though. So, okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hover over, or if you're on like an iPad type of device, you'll have to click on the name here to be able to click on this table. For me, I just have to hover over it. But for some people, they might have to click on the name and then this shows up. So you can click on this table. This gives you statistics. So you're going to, this just shows all the different reservations and how much square miles they have in each reservation. We want to find out the sum though, okay? Number 6 is we're going to find the sum of the square miles. So you're going to just click on square miles, click on statistics, and the sum is right there. You only need whole numbers. You don't need after decimal numbers. I don't care about that. It's close enough. Okay. So just round up all the numbers, everything round up in this assignment. So you're going to write down the sum. That's number 6. And then we're going to do a little bit of math. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do this math. You're going to use a calculator. And I'm just using it on my phone so that my computer so you can see. So we're going to find out what percent of the land that natives had in 1819, how much, which was that light brown and dark brown, all of this colored brown area. How much of that land is reservation today? So you're going to write down, so you're going to first put in the sum. I'm not going to type in the whole number. Actually, I just will because it's pretty easy to find it. Okay, type in the sum, and then you're going to divide it by the number that you had for number 1. So whatever it is, we don't want to put in there. Okay, so we'll pretend that it's that. It's not that, but we'll pretend it's that. So this is the number, this is the square miles in reservations 2015. This is square miles in number 1. Again, whole numbers is fine. and then you're going to hit equals, and then you're going to turn it into a percentage by timesing 100. And then you're going to round this number, okay, to the nearest whole number. So that's what you're doing. It's not 1.8%. It's not 2%. It's not 1%. So basically, again, take the number for number 6, divide it by it. So that number for number 6, type that in first, then click divide, and then type in the number for number 1, and hit equals, and then times it by 100, and then you just round it to the nearest whole number, and that's the percentage for number 7. Okay. All right. The thing says turn off all layers, but we're not going to do that because we're just gonna have to turn them right back on. So it's weird. I don't like these directions. So you're gonna click on the rest of them. We're gonna get rid of the trails, and you're gonna click on these over here. So this layered effect shows how much it has changed from, so we have unceded Native American homelands. Actually, let's do this so you can have the effect. So you're gonna go ascending. So you're gonna go, so this is the unceded Native American homelands here. That means that these were lands that were not purchased or were given to through any sort of treaty. I mean, it was just occupied and taken. There was no like treaty, ceding going on there. And then we have the year 1600. So this is basically right here, 1600, before colonization happens, okay? So we don't even need that one really. Oh, yeah, we do, I guess. So all the United States. Then 1800, that's Native American land in 1800. Native American land in 1819. Native American land in 1850. And Native American land 2015. Okay, so now what you're going to do is number 8. So we looked at how much was the 1819, which show you it's like 2/3, right? 66%. But it wasn't all of it. We know that it used to be all of it. So we're going to find out how much of the whole of the United States is Native American lands today. So we're going to do the same type of calculator, except for instead of that number that you got for number 1, you're going to use 3 million because there are 3 million square miles in the US. So whatever that first number is, it's not this number, but we're pretending it is. So number 6, the answer number 6, divided by 3 million. Don't put 3 point anything. It's just make sure it's got enough circles or zeros to be in the millions. So, yep, that's 3 million. And then equals, and then again, turn it into percentage. So you go times by 100 equals, and then you round this to the nearest whole number. Okay. And that is number 8. So again, take number 6, the answer to number 6. Divided by, then type in divided by, and then type in 3 million, and then hit equals, and then times by 100, round to the nearest number, and then percent, put a percent sign after because it's a percentage. So number 9 is asking, what is the cost of America's pursuit of manifest destiny? So this isn't talking about cost and price and money. This is talking about cost in like, what was the price that was paid? What had to be given? What had to be gone through or suffered or dealt with? What did American Indians have to go through? What did us today, when looking at our history, what is the cost of the people in our history doing this? What is the cost that we have to pay today, knowing that this is what the truth is? What was the cost of America's pursuit of manifest destiny? Who paid the price, and what was the price that was paid? Not talk about money again, right? What was given or forced to be given? What was taken? What was the price that they had to pay? So anyways, that's it. For this assignment, that's all we did today. It's just that. You guys are going to see that sort of assignment activity again next year. We didn't do, I have a couple that I usually use for world history, but we didn't do it because there just wasn't enough time this year, and you'll see it next year in US history. So that's it for class today. Again, remember, go back and rewind if you miss something. Make sure you have all the answers. Okay, peace.